Yo, what is up, traders, and welcome back to another stream. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hopefully, you guys had a great start to the week, great start to your trading week. And let's get into a stream, man. Let's get into a stream. Hopefully, catch some nice trades. It's Monday night. We have CPI tomorrow. Today's New York session was very rangy, very rotational. We held the value area like all day and just rotated, held session lows, bounced off of it several times, super rotational. That's the main word for today, man. That is the main word. As far as what we're looking at structurally here on NQ is a more bearish close on the daily, right? This is all rejected price action above Friday's high. It then closed relatively bearish. Now, still kind of respecting the daily structure here that we have off of the 29,000s, but a bearish daily candle closure. And here in the after hours, we are seeing continued selling. Although we have not seen a crazy amount of breakout price action today. Maybe we see that a little. I'm not saying maybe we see crazy breakout price action, but this very much is looking like we want to sell through 29,720 at some point tonight. I think most of us would agree. Maybe it holds, and we'll play whatever it wants to do. We'll play it, but if it does break, I wouldn't even. The downside target isn't crazy. It would just be a move into like Friday's New York AM lows at 29,680s. But I think we could get down there. I'm just a little worried about how we do it. If it's super choppy and just flip-flopping, rotating a lot on the way down, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But as long as we stay under the VWAP, I would maybe continue looking short. What are we thinking, guys? Kai, what's up? Champ, how we doing? Yeah, today was super choppy for real. Super choppy. I think a lot of traders were looking to catch this break at 29,700 at some point in the New York session, and it just never came. It never came. Okay, so VWAP's sitting at 29,740s. We are in a bit of a range here from 720. Very tight price actions tonight. I mean, we're sitting in 10-point ranges for almost an hour. So we'll see. We're going to need the Asia Open to bring us some volatility if we're going to see some setups tonight. But yeah, appreciate you guys joining the stream, man. Happy Monday. Make sure I hit the like button if you're just joining in here. It helps a lot. And I appreciate y'all. Gold's on a rally. Why did nobody say anything? Gold is on a rally. So maybe we look to continue playing gold long tonight if it wants to keep rallying. We'll let the market map come into play. I'll look to long off of the market map. That's what it's designed to do. That is what it's designed to do. Let the trend develop and then give you optimal entries to the long side on gold. All right, what's NQ up to? What's good, Ivan? Thoughts on gold? Let's follow the trend, right? Try to follow the trend. NQ just looks super heavy here. How are you? I'm doing great, Ivan. Thank you so much for asking. How are y'all? This is a better question. How are y'all? NQ in an incredibly tight range. Incredibly tight range. Crude had a nice strong close in the day as well. Crude had a nice strong close in the day. Wow. I would be open. I would be totally open to continue to look long on crude as well. And targeting targeting New York session highs at 82.40. We'll let this pullback continue a little bit. I would be interested in following crude to the upside. Jonathan in the house. Compulsive nature to go long. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Compulsively, it does go up most of the time, right? Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Sup, what's good, Raj? Hopefully you guys are having a great Monday night. Make sure I hit the like button as y'all drop into the stream. Not to be the Debbie Downer, but we very well could not see a setup tonight. Although we have to see what the Asia Open looks like, I think. But right now we're in a 10-point range for an hour. This is insanely tight price action. No, all right. Sorry, Apollo. I don't have issues with my funded futures. Are you talking about the website? Are you talking about your accounts? Is NQ gonna break down here? I mean, the only thing is, like, yes, we could bounce here structurally, right? But I'm also taking into account the structure and the reaction that we're seeing to the upside. And all we saw all of New York is buyers unwilling to buy at higher prices and buyers getting rejected here every single time, lower and lower and lower. And now the structure is so tight up against these lows, it just does not feel like we have enough room to bounce. But we will see. Yeah, this looks like it wants to break lower here. Market would overextend and break to the downside. Yeah, did you catch those? I mean, that was solid for sure. I mean, I had a little bit of trouble with it. But I could see Yeah, continuing to get short every time worked really well. Didn't work so well if you got short anywhere below like the point of control and didn't give it like a lot of room because they were pretty deep rotations. But I could also see, yeah, if you're up here shorting, you're in a good spot and you had multiple chances to. Solid. But if you're under point of control looking for like the right here, right now trade, tight stops, yeah, it just kind of smoked. Totally smoked. NQ might be breaking session lows here. She look barish. Look barish. Yeah, solid. Nice outlook on that 1-6. Here we go. Holy smokes! Oh, it's getting killed. There goes the lows, 708. Now here's the thing I'm interested in a lot tonight. And the thing is, like, even if we do break, I see another level of support. That's Friday's New York AM lows. We held this level multiple times, so I'm curious, like, if we do clear Monday's New York session lows, this gray line is Friday's New York session lows. Like, do we just kind of? The issue is that I don't want to enter too low because I feel like we could just see a lot of this like rotation lower. A lot of what we saw in the New York, where ultimately we did move lower, but it was very hard to trade it anywhere but like buying here because these pullbacks were so extended and aggressive to the upside. So we will see, but like we took that low out, we're already bouncing now. Also CPI tomorrow, so I don't know how much follow through we're gonna get, you know, on whatever move we do make tonight. Evening, what's up, G-Man? How we doing? Hope that you guys are all doing amazing tonight. Got a nice solid stream lined up. Here we go. Yes, gold long, crude long, NQ swap. I like crude here, depending on how aggressive this pullback is. But more or less, if we start to kind of consolidate and accept value here, I would look for a break of this structure. I would. It's just a question of, do we have enough momentum to get through it? Love the daily on crude here for more upside as well. Nice strong daily candle today. Yes, sir. New lows on NQ. Anybody trying to just like get long on NQ thinking we don't just flush like crazy tonight? It looks super sketchy. So we're taking out New York session lows on NQ here. We have Friday's New York AM lows at 680. We're below the market map, we're below the VWAP. So this is chance of a potential reversal short term here. We'll see. Also, because we accepted so much here, do we see a pullback to that zone at some point, you know? It's sketchy. It's crazy to think that trying to buy pullbacks in this market is sketchy, but it is. We don't have much further until we get into Friday's AM lows at 680. If I see gold, I might cry. I've been trying to sell this rally and finally bought. Let's see. I think I might like the crude pullback a little bit better than gold. Why do I like the crude pullback? Oh, sorry. Why do I like the crude pullback more than gold? I just feel like it's not as extended as this gold move is. I feel like it's a little earlier into the development of its trend and not as late. I feel like crude's a little late. A little short, you know what I mean? At least short term, maybe a little bit late. But wow, what a rip. It's also testing this level of structure here from mid-June. So gold and crude look long tonight, and NQ looks short, at least for the moment. Is anybody in a position right now? See, Cozy's in a gold long. Is anybody in an NQ? I'm really interested in, are you guys in an NQ trade right now? I think I would be interested trying to maybe take a buy around the 680, 670 level. At least for an initial reaction there. If we do want to keep selling it, I do think there's probably a pretty good chance if we get there, we see at least an initial buy. And then if we rotate back to the point of control from today's session and then reject that to go lower, cool. But I think we at least see a buy there, at least for an initial reaction. What do we got? NQ kind of looking good, though. To the what side? Long, short? Jonathan says NQ long. Yeah, I like the longs too, but I think I'd like to see it take out this 700 level first. That would make, I mean, this trade would make sense even if we do shift. Even if we do see selling coming into, as Asia continues trading and then into London, like if we start to pick up the selling a little bit harder coming into the open and the CPI number, maybe I could still see this trade happening. So let's see. We got new session lows, I think, coming up. Did you guys see that last night we were tradeless last night. I didn't end up taking a trade, but I did go over a potential setup that I wanted to take. And it ended up playing out perfectly just way later in the session, I believe, right? Let's see. Where did we say we wanted? I forget exactly what I said, but I think I mentioned 780s, right? I think at some point we mentioned 780s, and then I had it, I don't know. Anyways, I called something out that I think was a winner. I don't remember, but I do. I know I said something good. Something last night. We just didn't end up trading it, but I think I called a long, but we didn't end up getting filled. Okay, let's see. Took my time this time and even hit my DLL twice, base hits. Take your time, bro. Just passed 3 more evals. Nice, nice. CPI is Wednesday, is it? Okay. There you go. There you go. That's why I have y'all in the chat. Is it? Are you sure it's not Tuesday? Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, Wednesday, you're right. Yo, what's good, Lexa? How we doing? Yeah, man, I didn't really do much trading today. I did some trading on some evals, and I actually had them up nicely on the day. And then I was like, you know what? It's funny because I was like sitting in the chair right here, and I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm done. Yeah, I took a trade and I got up, and then I took another trade and it brought me back to where I was. I was up a couple $100, and then I was like, okay, I still need to figure out how to go into Tradeovate and lock it. I know they came out with the lockout. I need to force myself to learn how to do that because I didn't lock out. I decided to get into another trade and I got caught in that Trump tweet or whatever happened earlier in the session. We dropped like 100 points. I think it was this candle right here. Candle of doom. This is a 5-minute candle. It doesn't look crazy, but most of the price action took place in like 10 seconds. Yeah. Probably was trying to get long for a move back above VWAP, as a matter of fact, which looked pretty decent because we held the value area low on the session. And then we were starting to see some nice consolidation, and this candle actually tried to break above it. Yeah, that was a crap show, really. Choppy day. It was tough. Tough. All right. NQ low, session lows are at 702 here. Session lows. Yeah, I know the issue is I use it, I'm on TradingView when I use it, so like I don't actually ever log into Tradeovate, but I need to do it. Actually, I think TradeSyncer probably has a lockout button. All right. Yo, what's up, LG? How we doing? We got new lows on NQ. Friday's AM lows are sitting at 680. So that's the next level I have marked out just to see what I mean, that would be the next target, really. I say target as if I'm in a trade. I'm not in a trade, but I mean, that's kind of the outlook, is that if we break, I mean, if we can't hold here, this is naturally where we're moving anyways. I think 680s, 20 points away. Let's see what happens. Passed my first 50K Apex intraday. Love to hear it, bro. You got the Legacy? The Legacies expire tonight, I believe. I really should try to pass some of them before they go, because I'm not a huge fan of their new accounts, really, to be honest. But the Legacies are nice. Once again, the market map prints all session, damn near. Although it was very wide today, and naturally the market map is going to be wide because it acts also as a volatility band, and there was so much, like the ranges were just super wide today. So I say that it pretty much covered the entire range, but we did stay within the red and kept moving lower ultimately. So it worked well, but today there was just so much rotation. Every time we came off this low, we just had to rotate. Just tough. But it's one of the traders said they were catching this. Was it 6 or who was it? Every time we bounced off the session lows, they caught it. As long as we were under the VWAP, I think they were saying they caught it every time and just shorted it back in, covered it, shorted it, covered it. Nice. All right, let's see. If crude and gold pull back a little bit more aggressively, shout it out in the chat because I'm definitely interested. I think more so on crude to get long here. Levels of interest. Hell, I don't know. I'm liking how well we're holding structure more than anything, so. As long as we keep holding higher lows, I think you just kind of try to preempt the reversals every time and get long. But it's following trend nicely. $7K on a 250K legacy Apex eval. They expire tonight. They don't I mean I think they expire tonight, yes. Now if you've already purchased it, you're fine, but I think the purchases of the legacy accounts expire tonight. I tried to pass a couple today and just had no luck. I need to go. I probably will try to get some more. I want to get the 100K accounts, but the 50Ks on Apex actually make just way more sense from a technical standpoint. They give you $2,500 of intraday drawdown for a $3,000 profit target. So, I mean, what is that ratio? That's it's like a 5 to 6. I don't know. You know what I mean? 5 to 6. Compared to the 100Ks, which you only have a 3K drawdown to a 6K target, that's like a 3 to 6. So, I don't know. It does make more sense to get the 50Ks on Apex. Some prop firms have it set up that way where it just does make more sense to get the 50Ks. Because, like, to get a 100K, the way it's set up actually with Apex, and it's so weird. Now that I think to myself, like, why did I ever buy those 100Ks? At least on the legacies, the 50K drawdown is 2,500, and the profit target is 3K, right? That's on a 50K legacy eval. The 100K legacy eval, your drawdown is 3K, so you only get $500 more of drawdown, right? And the profit target is double, it's 6K. So you have $500 more drawdown, but you have to make another $3,000. So it just makes more sense to do the 50K. In fact, buying a 100K makes you stupid, which I've done so many times. I buy the 100K. But statistically, it's just easier to pass the 50Ks. So that's an example of Apex. It does make more sense to get the 50s. No, I never got the 250K top step combine, no. Seems cool though. Seems cool though. All right, man, it's just a super flat night. We've had actually one nice little leg here through the lows, but apart from that, it's nothing. I'm on my funded. I've got a trade day funded loaded up. I might not trade it though. I might, if anything, maybe we just trade the Apex. Maybe I get some Apex evals. Been trading more live, got tired of spinning live on an eval. I agree. I agree with that one. Yeah, if you get into the mindset of like, okay, you know, if I'm gonna trade a combine like I'm trading it like seriously and taking your time with it and all that good stuff, yeah, then I think you probably could do a good on a live account. All right. For $20, is it worth to get the Apex 50K? I think so. I think it's a good price. Now, but you have to understand that it's intraday drawdown. And we're talking about the legacy account. It's intraday drawdown. Now, granted, it's $20, right? And then you have the activation fee. Don't forget about that if you pass it. And then it's also intraday in the fund. It's just if it's your style, you know. But they are cheap accounts. Yeah, $2,500 a drawdown. Yeah. Compare that to the 100K account. That only gives you 3K a drawdown. So it does make a lot more sense to just buy the 50K. Because the way you've got to look at it is the 50K, the only downside is you have $500 less drawdown. But if you get the 100K, you have to make, instead of making 3K, you have to make 6K. Which, I mean, when you're amplifying the profit target, especially on intraday accounts, that just increases the risk of like that live drawdown becoming an issue. You know what I mean? At some point, the further away the profit target is, especially when it comes to the intraday drawdown accounts, like you're just going to trigger and mess up a lot more, in my opinion, the further that profit target is. Never tried intraday and never will. Yeah, so it's not for everybody for sure. Yeah, use code BPC on Apex. Those legacy accounts are gone by tonight. I'm gonna get a couple. They're dirt cheap actually. You set a profit target for the day? I don't, but I'm cautious of any consistency rules that I don't want to break. Yo, what's up, Mike? How we doing? All right. I hear that Apex don't pay. I don't think they've had that issue, man, for a long since they've had their remodel. I think people were realizing that like it started getting competitive, and they're like they've remodeled their brand a bit. So I haven't really seen issues recently of people with Apex not getting paid out. But yeah, do your research on all of your prop firms and check out the reviews and stuff like that. All right. 50K is basically a 1 to 1 to 5. 100K is 1 to 2. 150K is 1 to 2. Yeah, the 1 to 1.5 just makes the most sense. Tradify payouts are so slow. What? I disagree on that one. Is it your first payout? If it's your first payout, they're gonna send you a Rise invite, and that might take some time to set up. But apart from that, they usually hit pretty quick. Tradify is probably the quickest, one of the quickest that I've experienced. All right. Man, everything's just so slow right now. $4 days to approve? Send them a ticket. Send them a ticket or something, because I've never seen it take that long. Wait, y'all are taking payouts? Most of the chat's taking payouts? Let's go. Can we not overlook that, man? Congratulations, everybody. What do they say? Only like, how many people get to a payout? Like 5%? Wait, so y'all say y'all are taking payouts? I ain't got no payouts. What's a payout exactly? Like what? I don't know. I have no idea what's a payout. Someday we'll get one. You got this, bro. Lock in. I think most of it, you got to have a system, right? We all know that. Like, have a system, have a strategy. But apart from that, I think having a filter on when not to trade is probably the most important. Being able to filter out all of the bad decisions that you make, whether that be because of annoying price action or anything else. I had some evals that were like solid today. They were up several $100s, and I made the conscious decision to take another trade, even though I knew I probably should have locked out when I saw this. When I saw this, like this was all the data I was going off of on the day. This was all the data I had, and I decided, yeah, let's ante up. Let me try to run these bad boys. Let me try to get these evals passed, or at least close to pass. That way I can pass it in the next session. Not a good idea. Should have known better than that. All right, we have a little bit of a move up on NQ. Is there even a setup tonight? Like, is there actually a setup tonight? VWAP is now at 733. I want those single stock futures to get some freaking volume in there, man, because I think I do well when I have a larger selection of setups and opportunities to browse for. Does anybody know what the symbols are for the single stock futures, and we can look at some of them? I guess I could just go to the CME website. Let me look. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it's the symbols. It's essentially the symbols, but with a... Am I doing this right? Oh, oh crap. You can't trade them on prop firms. Yeah, that's pretty ass. Hopefully one day. Yeah, it's not moving at all. Rip. Traders, I appreciate you guys hanging on the stream with me every night, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Helps me a lot, and I do appreciate you guys so much. All right. Trying to keep y'all focused and a little bit entertained as to not be trading this. you know? Let's not trade this. I know that's not popular, but hey, it's true, man. We can't trade it, damn it. I mean, you can trade it, but I don't think it's suggested. Okay, we've got 10 minutes to the Asia Open. Speaking of slow price action, expect some volatility here in the next 10 minutes, hopefully. Maybe that can help us. I still have that 680 level marked out. That's Friday's New York AM lows for a potential bounce. If we don't hold that, I mean, I'm really just looking to play off the structure here, and I think that's all you can make an effort to do when you're trying to follow trends is look for levels of structure to hold. In a bullish trend, there's a higher probability that those levels will give you a buying reaction, so you just kind of play the levels. We know that we want to try to be getting long here. So let's see. Just waiting for the right moments. Gold's going to dump, you think? Why? Why? Why is gold going to dump? Gold's pretty extended. But apart from that, why? Even a gap up here on the daily. All right, new session lows in queue here. Okay. Just rejoin. You're thinking bullish. I'm thinking bullish, not immediately, but at some point tonight. And this is a lot of the system that I follow. You guys see the strategy that I talk about on YouTube and everywhere else. I do feel like we're still in a higher time frame uptrend. Unfortunately, the price action's been a little bit rangier, a little bit choppier than I think we'd want to see it, but we're still following this higher time frame move up. So I know I want to be looking long. And for me, if price is outside of the bands, I know that at least short term, right now we are extended to the downside, but the further we are, the further disconnected from the band, the more extended, the more I like the reversal play. So I mean, I'm kind of interested in looking long and for a potential play back into the VWAP. And I think we kind of have to. I mean, we don't have to, because a lot of what I say is also trade with the VWAP. But I feel like this daily move that we've seen here on this chart is like so overwhelmingly bullish that it almost supersedes the damn trade with the VWAP on the session type deal. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such a bullish chart. I don't know, but yeah, I'm looking long. I think that's the right. I think until this trend snaps or something changes, I think that's the right idea. But also picking like high probability levels where I'm expecting a buying reaction and not just like getting in because I think we're long. So I understand that we're pretty close to the VWAP. We could see more disconnection first. Definitely. We could see more disconnection first before a potential bounce or reversal. What's up, Ricky? How we doing? Appreciate you guys. Appreciate y'all for hitting the like button. Got a little short earlier, but jumped out early. Nothing wrong with that. Not trying to pick the tops and bottoms here. Is anybody going to try this this long off of Friday structure. This has been a market that's been respecting structure a lot as well. That gives me a little bit of confidence in it as well. We've been respecting structure. We've been rotational. We've been rangy. I think a bounce play around the 680, 670s makes sense. Okay, but we've got 5 minutes till the Asia Open, so we're not gonna position ourselves right in front of a high volume window. Let's just chill. We'll wait, see what that sets us up as, and look to trade it. Can you put on some music? I will be working towards trying to get some music on the streams for sure. The first decent move that we've actually seen tonight, to be honest. Yeah, I agree, JC. I think so as well. But if we just fly down to the 670s, like we've got Asia Open coming up like right now, so I'm not going to be too early into whatever if we start selling aggressively, I'm not going to try to get in too early. I'll let it develop, let it become more extended, then I'll look for my opportunity. But yeah, let's see. We're at Friday's AM lows now. Been locking out of Asia lately. Yeah, I feel that. It's a good idea. I should be locking out of New York session. Or I shouldn't be. I've been trading it well, but I should have today. I've actually been trading both sessions really well. But today I should have. I wish you could know. If there's any in it, as traders we know, we know whatever, but we know really nothing certain, right? But if there's one certainty that we could have that isn't asking for a lot, it would be like if a genie could tell us one thing that like wouldn't give us an edge or anything, I'll just be like, can I just know what session to lock out of today? Or give me one session a week, like New York AM on a Wednesday, overnight on Tuesday. Like just tell me one session that I should lock out of. If you could read the future. All right, we have the New York AM lows here, and Asia still hasn't even opened yet. We're seeing some volume into this level, some momentum here. Is anybody else going to jump in this with me and get steamrolled here or what? Lindsay and traders, thank you for hitting the like button. This is not financial advice. This is entertainment, educational purposes only. This is not a signals. Don't copy trade. But we've got 2 minutes. I'm not going to get into position 2 minutes into the open. There's a decent bounce off 680. The gold trade. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, we've got the Asia Open in 20 seconds, y'all. Be careful. Be diligent. Gold's new highs. Nice. Solid trade. I hope the Asia session brings a little bit more selling just to give us a better long opportunity. Alrighty. There's the Asia Open. Session lows are at 678 on NQ, 29,678. I think we drop some more. I agree. I think so. And we're only just briefly under this structure, New York session structure here. I'm gonna add this bad boy just because like I know I want to get long, but I don't have any technical levels beneath. Is there any technical levels beneath us that we're interested in trying to get long on this market? No, right? I don't really see anything. Unless it gets real bloody, then we're looking at like point of control on the hourly at like 580s, but I don't know. Or rather like 500s, somewhere in there. Yeah, I don't have any technical levels. So what I would do, if I still want to get long, but I don't exactly have any technical levels beneath that I'm looking at, then I'll use the ATR to kind of measure the expected move. And this is kind of just me looking for that. So what I'll do is I'll measure from a recent break of structure, then I'll look for like 2 or 3 times the ATR. So we'd be looking for probably 40, 50 points beneath this low to get long. And kind of expecting a move there, or at least a retracement after we've gone that far. And that's just trying to follow the higher time frame trend. So I've got a long line up at 632. Then I'll also use the ATR for my stop. And we'll see if this slaps. How was y'all's day today, man? Pretty good? CBOE came out with daily binary options. Really? Okay, so if I got filled long, I think I would look to target the VWAP here. I think so. I would target VWAP if we could get filled. Pull the ATR away for now. Good chest day, solid, man. Yeah, dude, we were driving so we have a Jeep Wrangler, and we were driving it around. Had to go pick up some stuff, and we were on like the access road, or I don't know what you guys call it. Apparently people call it different, whatever part of the United States they live. I call it like the freeway. Some people call it the access road, like the entrance ramp. I don't know. And so like I'm driving the Jeep, and I start going like 40, 45 miles per hour, trying to pick up speed, thinking about getting on the highway. And the RPMs are stuck at like between 1 and 2, but it's definitely not shifting to 2. It doesn't want to. And then so I'm just sitting steady at 45. It just felt weird. And then like the Jeep is like, I'm sitting at 45 just going, and then it is like pulling on me. It just feels like it's like, you know, when you're driving, it just kind of feels like it's pulling. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it felt like the RPMs were, it just felt like it was pulling. I don't know how to say it. But yeah, I think I got a freaking issue with the Jeep, so that's fun. Anyways, I couldn't get the damn thing to shift to 2. And I couldn't go over like 50 miles per hour because it just would not. You could hear it was having trouble. Short the practice account. Jeep is shit. I think you're right. Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's get a little bit of a breakdown here. New lows. We put in new lows at 66 and now bouncing again. Jeeps that having issues are like peas and carrots. Dude, they're actually, I'm not a huge fan. Yeah. Not a huge fan. Gold new highs. We're gonna slap this trade. Gonna slap it. Oh, look at this chat. My Jeep does the same thing. We'll get stuck sometimes in third at 55. Damn Jeeps, man. Somebody said it was like limp mode. All right, guys, we've got an NQ long lined up here. We have an NQ long lined up here. Can we get filled on it? Never on lit mode. All right, lock in. We don't want to buy I don't think we want to buy the first attempt to hold this structure after breaking the session lows. I think we can move a little bit lower here. I think so. Either way, whether we do or not, I like the entry better. The lower the better, damn it. That's always true. Huh? Foul language? Yeah, don't worry about it. Streamlabs is, or Nightbot, yeah, Streamlabs is crazy. I should probably check out ES. No, that's not ES. Let me check out ES. Super similar. This is what I was worried about. I mentioned this at the start of the stream where I was a little worried that if we take these lows, it's just going to be like, maybe it even does drift lower, but it's following that pattern of what we saw today where we kind of break lower and then bounce. Or test the lows and then bounce. Test the lows, bounce. Like, we're not getting really any flush here for us to get long on. Just barely took out those lows and is now bouncing. It's now testing VWAP. Okay, here we go. Typical NQ, typical. Yo, man, how we doing tonight? Doing pretty good? Doing pretty good so far. Not in a trade yet. We're missing the damn long is what's happening. He kind of respected Friday's New York AM lows. Now testing the value area low on the session, but it's testing it with a lot of momentum. I mean, as a value trader, this is technically a trade, but with my price action, the way I analyze price action, I wouldn't short this. There's too much momentum coming into it. I wouldn't short this. But sometimes, I mean, some value traders would maybe try to be shorting the value area low, looking for continuation lower, but too much momentum. Way too much momentum. This thing's flying back into the value area now, isn't it? Wow. Sure are. Jeez. Oh, God. Missed the longs, I know, right? Like, I don't think we're being greedy with the entries. We're just looking for a good zone. But this thing kind of, like, once it took this low out, realistically, it took this low out, it was just, I mean, just barely took those lows out, and that's now just completely ripping. This is going above VWAP. It is above VWAP. It's above. VWAP's at 720 on NQ. There's so much momentum here. I kind of want to line up this short at the top of this top of the market map band at like 60s. But there's so much momentum here, it tells me not to. I kind of want to, though. It's ripping. See if I can catch a scalp, and I'll have my stop at like the top of the shelf. Just try to catch a scalp here. Scalp off the top of the band. Probably back to the VWAP. There's a lot of momentum here, though. But it's also Asia. It's also the Asia Open. Is it New York session? We're trading the Asia session here right now. We may put in the low of day already. We may honestly put in the low of day. Yeah, I agree. It's a nice move. If it can hold this pullback, then yeah, we could. It's catching a fade. It's catching a fade, 753. Try buy off the VWAP, stop at bottom of the momentum candle. It's a nice move. I wonder why today was so damn weak though. Top of the downward trend on the 5-minute. I could see that. Yes, I could. Like this. Are we going to break out? Is that trading view? Yes. What's a slippage when you're trading? Let's see. The spread right now is 2 ticks, so like 2 ticks of slippage. Or there's not really slippage actually on these. These aren't really live accounts, so you don't have slippage too badly on prop firm accounts actually. All right. I mean, I'm interested long at VWAP. I'm interested shorting this as it continues getting extended to the upside. Maybe scalping a little bit tonight. What's up, Drew? How we doing? If this isn't a fake move above the VWAP, then we should hold a retest, I would think, and bounce higher. But if New York sessions price action was any tell, I don't like it. I don't like it long too much as much right here. If we get more of a discount and break session lows again, I would like it. And this VWAP trade is just a scalp. Still using volume profile. I love it. I'm loving it, actually. Yeah, I like it. It doesn't take up much room on the chart. I've actually been using it a lot. So it's been solid. It's been solid. Been backtesting scalping with trade, stop loss, and TP, 3 pips, 4 pips. Yeah, 3 pips, 4 pips, man. Yeah. If you're backtesting, go on the software or whatever it is and account for the slippage. I think you can filter. I think you can put on slippage, like what it would be like with slippage. 3 pips, 4 pips. You're talking about 4x. I don't exactly know what market, but yeah, slippage, it's gonna, if you're like scalping very small moves, it's gonna be more of a factor. Can I take that trade with you? You should take the trade that, you know, that whatever system or strategy you follow, you should take that trade. I don't think you should just take the trade because I'm in the trade. Once again, y'all, this is not financial advice. Entertainment and educational purposes only. I don't really love how much volume we're coming down with, but a trade is a trade is a trade. Damn it. The VWAP bounce is happening. It's happening. What do you think of AMP? They're okay. I don't like their support team that much. The VWAP bounce, damn it. All right, we're pulling it. The VWAP bounce is already used. It's been used. It's been used. The initial move off of VWAP has now been used. So it works, but I didn't get a fill on it. Also value area low from New York. That's true. That's true right here. Man, gold is still moving higher. Short maybe. Well, let's see, because we're above the VWAP right now. Let's see if we can hold it. Choose VWAP over EMAs. Yes, I would. Yeah, VWAP, man. I mean, if you're making me choose, it would be the VWAP, 100%. 100%. All right, still holding the VWAP here. Buyers now in control, at least for now. If this gets into 760, 770s, I would call that a successful VWAP bounce play. I didn't get the fill. I actually had my entry at 717, just beneath it. Not for any particular reason. It's what I was feeling. We didn't even really get to the VWAP though. I had the entry here. Oh no, did I just touch that camera? That's crazy. All right. Wow, look at gold just ripping. Gold is insane, huh? So they caught the gold TP hit, nice. We're trading the wrong market, 100%. Nice breakout. Crude's looking well too. I mean, crude's holding and consolidating nicely in this range, right at Monday's New York session highs. Responding pretty well here. Even in Q's up. Everything's up right now. Never, bro. Crazy question. No, not me. I don't do dirigs. All right, 766 is the high. I don't know. I mean, we're back into the value area on Monday. We could get real choppy here now. Bro thinks it's Wolf of Wall Street. You guys want to see something funny? I have a poster right here. Look at this. This is hanging up on my wall right next to me. Oh wait, hold on. It's like right there. Pretty cool pick. Pretty cool. All right. Yo, I got my first payout July 2nd. Since then, I've gotten 2 more payouts. Should I just say screw it, go full time? That's only I don't know, man. That's only really. I think you should build up a really. I would build up like a solid amount of reserves first, I think. But congratulations on the payouts. Or, yeah, I don't know. It's hard. I don't want to be responsible for telling you that, man, to be honest. All right. Yeah, well, and I'm not responsible. Not financial advice, chat. Okay? You snooze, you lose on gold. We were just missing that thing rip. Well, damn, dude. I mean, looking at it now, the long off 680 that I was talking about doing worked to perfection. I mean, we got another 10, 15 points of drawdown beneath it, but 680 more or less held like a stone. But I didn't take it. I didn't take it. I didn't like the time. I didn't like when it was setting up. It set up right at the Asia Open and it just looked a little sketchy. But the technical level did work. Nice move. That's okay. I think there'll be a nice. I think actually I want to try. I don't know. Maybe we can short like the point of control at least for a little bounce, or sorry, a little rejection here. I'm just a little worried that now that we've re-entered and reclaimed the value area, like, do we want to just rotate all the way back to the high of it? And if we do that, how aggressively do we do that? You know? You see top set drop more 250s. People are buying 5 of them. What the fuck? They don't have them right. They don't have them right now. See, the issue is I don't watch it. Like I wasn't watching the show, so I didn't even know they came out with them. Yeah, I don't see. I guess they. Yeah, I don't see them. I'd pick one up. Are they expensive? How much are they? If it was me, I'd live bank enough to live off for a year and have bank to continue with. Yeah. Wayne says, what R do you use these days? I use about a 1-to-1, 1-to-2, man, to be honest. 1-to-1, 1-to-2. You lose trade several times. You're going to lose trade several times, Jamil. It's just kind of part of the process. Just look at your data and make sure you're winning more than you're losing. If that's, if that is the case, then you just have to accept it. You're never going to be right about every single setup. I'm never right about every single setup. At best, I think most of us will be right 60-70% of the time. I think that's a great outlook. So out of every 10 trades, man, you're going to be wrong about 3 of them, maybe 4, maybe even 5. And you just have to accept it. Appreciate you guys hanging out in the chat, man. Make sure you hit the like button. That helps a lot. Let's see. 770s is the high. We're 100 points off session lows now. I think just ripped. Totally ripped. I'd be interested in shorting like high 780s. I'd be interested in shorting high 70-80s by the point of control. Be pretty extended move to the upside at that point. That's really the only setup for me, I think. Did I miss any trades? You haven't missed any. I mentioned trying to get long maybe around 680s, but I didn't love the window it's set up in. It's set up right at the Asia Open. which I just kind of I second guessed it, so I didn't take it. But yeah, that long off 680s is kind of in progress now. I mentioned that was Friday's New York AM lows, and it bounced. But I did not take it, no. Still have the live account with Top Step. No, I closed it. I closed it. Help me determine how you, or sorry, help me understand how you determine your stops. Yes, so the way I use the way I determine the stops, and it kind of depends. Like if I'm looking to take a range trade, then the stops are really going to be based on the range, right? So kind of assuming we all understand. If I'm looking to take, like if I wanted to get long at any point today, I would have had my stop just below these lows, right? Trading the range. So that's a range trade. So it kind of differs for every setup, but more or less, I try to position them on the opposing side of some of these shelves if I'm using the volume profile. If not, then I'll use like a raw ATR stop. It really I'll use kind of a combination of it. Like I want a pretty wide stop, so I'll use an ATR stop, meaning whatever time frame I'm on, I'll take the ATR and multiply it by like 2 or 3 times. And however many points that is how many points I would run a stop. So like in this example, I'd have a 60-point stop. And that's just to account for the expected move if it goes against you, right? So that's giving it kind of the respect it deserves as far as how wide your stop should be. And then I also try to use the shelves whenever it makes sense. I'll try to use the edges of the profile when it makes sense, when we're in the right position for it to make sense. But I will say, if you guys are trading NQ and you're running anything less than like a 30-point stop, I think you're probably getting stopped out of more trades than you should be, and not giving it the room it needs, to be honest. And I'm only saying that because I've done that. I still do that sometimes. Any less than 30 points on NQ, any less than 40 points on NQ, you're not giving it the room it needs, and it's just self-sabotage at that point. And I'm not preaching to y'all. I'm talking to myself too. I do that. I've done that worse in the past, not so much anymore, but I still do from time to time. You can't run a tight stop on NQ. The thing will punish you. $25.30 is all you need. If it works for you, man. You learn trading by yourself? Yeah. Yep, myself, a whole bunch of YouTube, and just a lot of experience. Think you punishes you for tight stop? Why not just do tight TP, wide stop, and trade all day? I actually saw some trader yesterday on like social media saying he was using like a 1 to 12, sorry, 12 to 1 risk to reward. Yeah, this is looking bullish so far. I would potentially look short at point of control here at like 780, 790 for a pullback, small pullback. I'd want to see what the reaction looks like. What's up, Ant? How we doing? All right, let's see if we get this next leg up. I'm going to look to take a short at point of control of Monday New York sessions range or profile. And I would look for like probably just an ATR target of like 2. I would probably look for like a 30-point target. Maybe the 70s. What would be ideal is if we do get filled short to retest the current structure we're creating here. That would be the move. Short point of control for pullback here. That way, even if we do hold and continue higher, I'm already getting out, so. Let's see. I think I want to rock a bit of a tighter stop. I don't want to see a full rotation. See, that's a 10-point stop. That's insanely tight, but at the same time, yeah, I got to give more room. Because I'm going to kick myself if I get stopped out early. Although, this is one where it's like I really want to see a tight reaction at point of control because I don't want to see a full rotation at the top of the value area at this point because that would just be... I just don't see it happening, but also, yeah, that stop's too tight. Let me stop myself. That stop is too tight. Although, if we're going to get all the way back up here, it's like... I probably am just wrong at that point. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. If I'm just wrong, I'll probably just cut it quick, I think, to be honest. Crazy, what's up? You'd wait for 9 p.m. before doing anything else. Why? Why a 9? Why a 9? Why are you? Why are you? See okay, so here's the issue. Yeah, we're saying point of control, so it's lower. Is this right? 760? Is that where you guys have it? See, the visible range profile is great, but it's also like I'm probably getting levels wrong a lot because it's constantly like. But I don't like the other one to the left. I don't like the one that's here. Then it has all of the. I don't like it. Where's your point? Yeah, that's what I think. It's like 788. But also when I zoom out, it kind of looks like 50s. We'll see. I also like the midpoint here. Let's see if I get steamrolled on this one. We could very easily, I mean, I could see it. We could just rotate all the way back into the top of this range throughout this Asia session for sure. See if we can catch a little bit of a quick scalp. In fact, we'll go a little bit. Let's do like this. Tighten it up just a little bit. Pray for me. Pray for me. Hey, how are you? I'm doing great. How are you? Short as shit. 6 micro 791. Looking for a retest of 60s or 70s here. I think we're up 130 points off of that recent low, or sorry, off of that low. Session lows, I think we're up off of that at least. Yeah, 130 points. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, my NQ. Let's go. We've got 5 points on the bad boy. Yes, this is Asia session highs, as a matter of fact. Yeah, good point. Damn, that was a clean move and then just whips right back up. Come on. I think that's a pretty decent entry here on the 5 minutes. I think we're getting in at the more extended end of this move before we come back down. Maybe test a value area low, or maybe just start to rotate a bit here. We're at the point of control. Makes sense to rotate a little bit. Can we get the 760s? Bro, what is happening with top step slow markets right now? That don't look like Dakota. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get under 780s here. Yeah, I don't get anything night for it. I just do it for the vibes. Hey man, if you guys like the stream, man, so far, hit the like button. It helps me a lot. We're liking this rejection wick we're seeing on NQ here. Well, you exit if it retests the high. Ideally, we hold this wick, yeah, and we don't retest the high. You know, I would love to go break even here, but I also wouldn't hate just taking what we've got. Let's see if this 5 minute wants to flip a little bit here. I don't want to see us pull back into the wick and keep grinding higher. Because, I mean, we very well could do that. We're back into the value area. Like, we could see rotations to the top or bottom. I don't think we're really at the point of, like, following trend. I really like this, though. Let's just see. This might be a situation where it just makes the most sense to take 150 and walk away. Because, I mean, really the setup is just to take the initial reaction. So I liked the initial reaction, didn't get out of it. So what do we trade to? 780s? 778? It's tricky. It's tricky. I like the location of where we are, but here we go. Now we're red. Let's see. I hit the like. Thank you, Sap Bob. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Isn't it funny? I was just preaching that anything less than 30 points is too tight. The stop is probably too tight, but this is also a situation where, not that it's a good excuse, but I really don't want to see the full rotation of the range high. I don't think it's necessary here. I think that would be, like, if we don't reject the midpoint here, I'm like, I think I'm just wrong. I think I'm just wrong at that point. Is anybody short in Q here? I don't love it. I loved it a lot. I loved it a lot more when that initial wick was holding and we were rejecting here. Now we're retesting and breaking again. Also, we're at the 800s. Could get above 800 here. All right. Let's see what happens. I'll be right back. Alrighty. It's a nail biter, damn it. I love sitting at my short entry for 15 minutes. It's my favorite. Is that y'all's favorite? Sitting at the entry for 15 minutes? Doesn't really feel like you're getting a great deal for the entry, right? When it just holds here for 15 minutes. Not that I'm trying to sell the top, but it always feels like I can get a better price once I see it's just hold, hold, hold. Buyers continue to step in right here. But not every short is just going to be a clean reversal where it just immediately flips, you know. It's not gonna flip until it hits your stop at 29.8. Facts. It's not gonna stop until it takes our stop out. It's not gonna flip until it takes our stop out. Look, the VWAP break out of the upside. Done for the day. Love that, man. Yeah, you know, man, I'm feeling great, dude. Guys, honestly, I feel like we've been reading the markets well. You know, us as a collective. We coming into the session, I was interested in getting long here. Didn't end up doing it, just because it was such a high volatility window, and I skipped on it, which was fine. But I originally wanted to take the long here, which I didn't, which is okay. Look where we're trading now. Okay, cool. Didn't take it though, so I can't really, like, that doesn't say much, you know. And then also I wanted to get long on the VWAP bounce, which is higher as well, but I didn't. So that's okay. But the outlook, I feel like, has been pretty spot on. I feel like I've been predicting the markets pretty damn well. So that's good. At least that's good. Let's see if this short works though. If we keep holding 790s, part of me is just like, dude, just get out of this trade while you're break even and try again at the 820s maybe. But we keep holding the 90s. Appreciate that, Mike Jones. Appreciate that. You're all getting stopped. Are we all getting stopped out? We will drop into the 5-minute fair value gap. I forgot, that's another confluence right there. Thank you so much for mentioning it. Yes, we have a 5-minute unfair fair value gap, damn it. Another piece of confluence to the short trade idea. That must get filled. That must get filled. I hate how much consolidation we're seeing, to be completely honest with you. I hate it. I hate holding here. I hate holding here. You can see the impatience creeping in. You can see the impatience and emotion creeping in minute by minute. No, but on a real note, after a strong push, like 15 minutes of just holding, not loving it. Time to make an inversion. Yeah, I don't love how we're just holding the 80s, 90s here, really. Fuck. It'll be a small loss if we do lose. I don't love how we're just holding here. The structure supports us just moving higher, and we're not really seeing the pullback. But let's just let it play out. Top of the hour volatility. I just reintrade 820s. That's a very, I mean, that's, yeah, that's starting to feel like maybe the better idea. I don't know. I'm trying not to overmanage it and overthink it, but I mean, if you get short in an extended move like this, you don't really want to see structure start supporting the potential move higher. And you would like to see a rather quick resolution to the trade. Of course, the markets are never going to work exactly how you want them to work, so I'm trying to balance my emotions as far as like, I don't really love how we're just holding the 90s, really I don't. But also, you know, if I just go around cutting every trade early, it's not gonna be good for me. But the longer we hold 90s, it leads me to believe we'll break 800s and 810s, and I can just get a better short price if I still want to. But all that to be said, I don't love how we're just holding here. I really don't. Should he exit? I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it, then I'm like thinking about it a little deeper, and I'm like, if I did exit, the only real thing that could validate me exiting is me saying I don't like how we're just holding, which is valid. Like if we push and then we hold structure and we're just not rejecting it, you know, maybe that, I think typically that would, in a perfect world, lead to continuation, right? That's what makes sense. But how's that, right? Like, how's that? Oh my God, don't wick me, please. I'm not playing the wick game. I'm out of there. I'm not playing the wick game. I'm out of there. Hey, nice. Not bad, not bad. Not going to play the wick game, though. Not going to be a, what do they call it? A dick for a tick? Yeah, I like that one. I don't want to be a dick for a tick. Nah, that was a very small move in the big picture, but that's really all I wanted to catch. So made about 192 on that. I don't actually hate it on, like, I don't hate the entry to kind of hold if you want to, but yeah, it's not bad entry. It's point of control of the New York session range. So if we do want to reject that back into the value area low and then maybe new session lows, I could see that. But too much time, right? Did you get out right before it moved futures? It did take a long ass time, I'm not gonna lie. But also it is the overnight session. I don't know, that one was a little, I don't know, maybe I was just getting, I don't think anything was really wrong with it. It just took a while. Gold got what? Did gold dump? Holy. Holy. The fair value gap. The fair value gap. I actually tried trading ICT for a little while in my kind of in between stage of price action and VWAP trading. I was like, I gave it a shot, did not like it. Do we have any ICT traders in the chat? No, I don't want to confuse anybody. It was a very small trade, but it was a nice trade. We caught 91 to 71 probably. Let's see. Oh, what just happened? Yeah, we got 91 to 74, so we got almost 20 points, 17 points. Okay, okay. And I'm curious, how many trade? Okay, so we got order flow traders, ICT traders, VWAP volume per only. Let's go, let's go. Hey, how many traders kind of trade like with VWAP as the context? Maybe a little bit of price action. Anybody trade like that? Because that's kind of how I trade. It's the HH hat for Helly Hansen. I have no idea what that is. It's just it's a hat company, man. It's just called Huga House. They don't. It's an okay hat. I don't know. It's a mid-profile hat. There's a certain type of hat that fits my head right, and they're like the only company that sells the damn hats. I need a good place to buy some decent mid-profile hats. That was a good trade. It wasn't bad, not bad. The question is whether we should have stayed in it. Bid back up gold. Wow, yeah, gold's flying around. Crude, look at crude here. Crude getting bought here. I really like the structure on crude for higher. You have to have a bit of a belief that if crude is going to continue, then this is like our overnight lows essentially, at least until the New York session, and then it can dump. But like we have to have a strong belief that this is going to hold as the overnight low to look for a breakout higher. And this doesn't feel like a great pullback, but it's holding really well. It's holding structure really well. Crude is. Crude looks like it wants to go even higher. GX trader. What is a GX trader? I think I've heard of that. Yeah, crude looks good. I don't think it's a great spot to get in, but as far as if I had to predict, if my life was on the line, I would say crude's going to be up in the next hour, above 82.50 probably. Only been trading 3 months, and more of a snipe and get out with small profits as I learned. That's the way to do it, man, right there. Snipe your entries, you know, see profit, take profit. You see, like I made 200 there and I just took it. Take the profit. Especially with NQ, man, you can almost always get back in around the same level. It's very rare that you're going to be able to, you know, there's usually going to be opportunities to get back in. I like my exit. Yeah, I like the exit too. We got in, we got out. We got in, we got out. Be quick about it too. Like if we're fighting the trend on the session, so like we're trying to be quick about it. I don't want to hold and look for, you know, too modest of a target. I want to be pretty quick with it, pretty in and out. Kind of like a ninja. Kind of like a ninja. When you're counter trend trading, you want to be like a ninja. Need to learn liquidity. Liquidity, man. There's dozens of YouTube videos on liquidity. Dozens of shit, thousands. There's a ton of liquidity videos. I don't use liquidity too much. I don't use liquidity too much, but NQ's been taking liquidity recently and just flipping like it did here. It took the New York session lows liquidity and just flipped. It's been doing that a lot recently. Yep, new highs in Q. So good thing we got out of the short. Like I said, I only wanted the initial pullback, which we caught. And then I mean, I said this. I did not want to get caught in a potential higher low. We're fighting the trend. Let's be in and out. At this point, this looks like it can make a full rotation to the value area high. That's what it looks like to me. Did you take the breakout trade? No. Nope. Did crude break out? Gold right back up. Tammy Capital is cool. I don't trade exactly like him, but I certainly use it a little bit. I certainly use the volume profile a little bit. I find when I hold, I get caught and lose more than I should, so I stopped and trying to not FOMO, getting out early and leave profit. It's the way you got to do it. You don't want to be exposed to the market too long. You're exposed to like Trump tweets and you know, you want to be in and out. Of course, there's gonna be moments where you can hold a long time, but new highs on NQ. New highs. This is a full rotation to the top of the value area at this point. Incredible. Wow. I don't know. I wouldn't try to get short in front of it. Not until we get all the way up there. Even if we do get all the way up there, shit, this looks like it wants to break. It feels like it's on a bit of a mission here. Had to just dip my toes in with 5 fresh fundeds. Nice. Go to the 1 minute. No, that's a bad habit. No. Might go up to 880. I could see that. New York session highs on NQ, 880s, 890s. This looks good. I'm kicking myself for not being long here. Imagine if we got long there. I said I wanted to get long 680 and I did not. Yeah, we're not going to try to short this until, I mean, even if we get to, this thing's just ripping with a lot of momentum. I wouldn't try to short the value area high. So this is when it comes to like being a value trader and trading the technical levels like this, I wouldn't try to short this. It just feels like it has too much momentum. It feels like it has, look at the candle close right there. Boom, right to 826. Look at this first pullback, probably gets bought, then we break into 830s. A lot of buying strength right here. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to step in front of this one. I really wouldn't. Dude, you were right, Natasaur. You were right. I kind of agreed with you too. I was like, yeah, I think you might be right. If we can break and hold above the VWAP, and we did, hell of a move. Hell of a move. Yeah, I wouldn't short this even at the value area high. Not with this much strength. This thing's ripping hard. Maybe we reject it, but I don't think we do. I think we probably get there, maybe consolidate a bit, and then break through it. And then shit. I mean, it's a hell of a move tonight. Yeah, you can't just blindly. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Once it's been used a lot too, then it kind of. But I definitely don't like the momentum here. Trying to step in front of the buyers here with this much strength. I don't love it. Hey, if y'all need some new prop firm evaluations, make sure to use code BPC. Help support the channel. I also appreciate you guys showing back up, man. I know I was gone from YouTube for a while, so you guys have shown back up in numbers that I do appreciate y'all. I do appreciate y'all. We've got gold breaking new all-time high. Not all-time high. Shit, what am I saying? New session highs. Gold's on a tear. Shorted for a scalp. I think wait. Y'all follow y'all's own systems, your own strategies. What do you think of the new rapid daily? Sounds awesome. You gotta be patient in the eval stage, but it sounds awesome. Daily uncapped payouts once funded. You can only have 3 of those funded, by the way, so don't try to go get 5. You can only have 3 funded. Yeah. Code BPC on those new MyFunded futures intraday rapids. They're solid. Yeah, it takes three days to pass the eval, but after that, or 4 days probably. Daily uncapped payouts, end of day drawdown. Yeah, we don't want to short. I don't want to short this yet. I don't want to short this. I don't really see a great spot to short it at this point. Now that we're making the move back to the highs, and it looks like we probably get through it. If we do get through it, New York session highs are in play. We've actually got a nice solid Asia session for once. Usually they have not been this good. What is the leap competition? I want to join that. What is the leap competition? See if buyers step in on this first pullback from the a little bit closer to the value area high. $1K away from passing 5 tops at 50Ks. Last 5 got passed, but lost them immediately. You got this. I didn't even know they had a competition. I want to be in all these competitions they're talking about. What does first place get, Wayne? Or what does first place get? Okay, guys, so just to sum up what we're seeing as far as the price action on the session, this was your New York sessions price action, right? And here was the close. So we kind of had this range that was tightening up, and we had the session lows get tested repeatedly, but it wouldn't break during the New York session. Coming to the overnight session, we end up opening a lot lower, kind of into these lows. We do finally get a break. And meanwhile, this is the value area low and value area high. And now we've reclaimed the value area low. We're above the VWAP. Buyers are in control. And we are now making a full rotation from low to high of value area. I wouldn't short it. Until we get into the value area high. Even still, I just wouldn't. Although that would be pretty extended at that point if we get up to the 860s here. That'd be a really big, that'd be a very extended move, 200 points. But yeah, that's pretty much what we've seen. We saw a break and reclaim of the value area low in a strong move back into this range. Sell the double top. I don't know. I think we got. Oh, no, I wouldn't sell. I wouldn't sell gold. I don't think. I'm getting PTSD of gold several months ago when it was doing that crazy rippage nonstop. I was trying to short that thing the entire way up, by the way, back when gold was ripping ass, just crazy every day. Some of the worst trading in my life. That's probably what bled some of my top. It's probably what bled my Top Step live account so much. Trying to short gold day after day. We might see 30,000 in Q tomorrow. Very possible. Very possible. This looks like it's on a mission to rotate to the value area high. If we get there, then we probably can get to New York session. This New York open, New York AM high at 890. Then we're only 100 points from it. So yeah. NQ pushing higher. Let's go. Anybody in a long right here just letting this thing ride? Gold taught me how to trend trade. Like solid. Yeah, gold. I mean, that was either a market where it's like you just got to be in the right mentality for it. Either you're like, kind of getting into it. It's one of those things where like, I don't know. I don't want to say knowing too much is like punishing, but yeah, it was. In other words, it was just a market where it was very simple to make money. Just buy it every time it dipped and just rinse and repeat. It was almost too easy to make money, Not for me though. All right. Here we go. This thing's ripping, dude. I don't see any reason to short it right now. The fact that we got through point of control with like no issue. Fortunately, we got the pullback to get out, but like, damn. Yeah, this thing's ripping. If you're trying to get short, maybe by the hair of your chinny chin chin, you can take a short at 860 and catch something. Once again, not financial or, not financial advice, but even still, I wouldn't. This thing just is ripping hard. I mean, I may try it, but with a lot smaller size, maybe 2 micros. But I almost feel like NQ's looking past that at this point. I feel like we're looking past that. This thing is ripping hard. Long for May 15, nice. I mean, you think 860s would give some type of reaction? And I do like how extended this move will have kind of turned into. At that point, it'll be a 200-point move in just over 2 hours. Pretty crazy pace here for the Asia session, to be honest. All right, traders. Well, I'm up $192 on this funded account. And I think we'll probably call it there. I think NQ is likely to continue moving higher here. Just given the fact that we've already made this move and we're looking so strong, we probably go the extra couple points and make the full rotation to the value area high. And then if that's the case, maybe we take out New York session AM highs and New York session highs as well. So that's what I'd be looking for. I wouldn't be trying to short anything before that because it looks a little too strong. So I think I'm gonna kick out of here, guys. If you guys want access to the indicator for a free 7-day trial, you can click that first link in the YouTube description to try that out. If you guys want to catch me tomorrow streaming inside the mentorship at the New York session open, you can find that with the exact same link. You can get a 7-day trial to all of that good stuff. If not, I will see y'all tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central for another Asia session stream. Once again, I appreciate all of you guys for showing up every single night. God bless y'all. Thank you a lot. Appreciate all the likes. And you guys stay safe trading. And I wish you many green days. Okay, guys. God bless. See you later.